First of all, I wish to thank you for joining this episode of Print Olympiad. And I'm heartily thankful to Frank for joining us to bless the students and to be with us with these golden words. I'm thankful to all the coordinators. Here, I would like to tell you something very little about Print Olympiad. As you know, Print Olympiad is a national competition to pursue the students of printing for out-of-the-box ideas, not from the books, but out-of-the-box ideas, to look beyond the books and to be abreast with the latest developments and innovations in the field of printing and packaging. We try to organize this Print Olympiad after every alternate year. And for the purpose, we have divided the country into 4 regions so that more and more students can participate. Students from every nook and corner of India can participate. As per the place of study of the students, the division is North Zone. North Zone is for the students who are studying in the print institutions falling in the states of Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Union Territories of Chandigarh and Delhi. And the students who are studying in Arunachal Pradesh, under the Printing Institute of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Jharkhand, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Odisha, Sikkim, Tripura, West Bengal, and UTs of Andaman and Nicobar Island are considered to be the Eastern Zone students. So it is as per the institute you are studying, not as per your residence. Similarly, South Zone, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, and Union Territories of Lakshadweep and Pondicherry. For the West Zone, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and the Union Territories of Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman Diu. So this way we have divided, and for the purpose, we have requested the universities, the leading universities of every region to be the host for that region. Eastern region competitions are being hosted by RIPT Kolkata, Regional Institute of Printing Technology Kolkata. Northern competitions are being hosted by CUH, Central University of Haryana at Mahendragarh, and Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra. Southern competitions are being organized with the support of our University, Coimbatore, and AGPC, Shivakasi. Similarly, West Zone competitions are being done under the guidance of PVT and COT, GKPWM Pune, and BAMU Aurangabad. So I'm thankful to all these universities, authorities of these universities, for giving us this opportunity and joining hand so that we can pursue the printing towards the youngsters. It is not only competition of printing or getting a student of printing, but our main aim is to pursue the youngster to adopt printing as a career. This is one way we are approaching, and I'm thankful to the coordinators. Later, the coordinator will be introduced by our chief coordinator, but I'm thankful to the coordinators due to their help and dedication and support. Now, this Print Olympiad has become popular not only in India but world over. During last competition, I got the messages from world over. Even the ISC sent the message that this competition is being not held anywhere in the world. So Print Olympiad is one of the competitions for the printing students, which is nowhere in the world. It made it like that only by the coordinators and sporting institutions. We are the association with limited hands and limited scale. But with the support of these institutes and coordinators especially, it was possible on the corners. At this juncture, I would like to introduce our Chief Coordinator, Dr. Anjan Kumar Baral, who has been a guiding spirit for us, with us, right from the first Olympiad. You see, you can see the poster, it is the 5th one. But right from the first, with us, he has given the ideas, how to do, what to do, where to do. Dr. Baral is a very known personality, everybody knows him. He has been declared the best printing teacher of the world, and PIA USA awarded him. It is with his vision, the competition is going on. I'm thankful to Dr. Baral for giving us support. And for going further, he is moderator for today's meeting. So I will request him to take the mic from me and start the deliberation. Dr. Baral, please.
Thank you, Kamalji. Very good evening, Professor Frank Romano, Chief Guest of today's ceremony, Professor Kamal Chopra, the man behind conceptualizing the idea of holding Print Olympiad years after years, National Advisor, Sri Anubhava Shiksharthi, Zonal Coordinators, distinguished print personalities, print teachers, print students. Welcome to the curtain raiser ceremony of 5th edition of Print Olympiad on this virtual mode. Print Olympiad is now a brand, and years after years, the popularity and visibility among the print community in India and worldwide is increasing. This unique contest has certainly created a special bond among the printing students, teachers, and industry. The 5th edition is a very special one, because in the very, like our mentor, Professor Komalji has already indicated, initially we'll be going for selecting the students from the zone wise. So the country is divided into 4 zones, and we have from the East zone 2 young print teachers. They are the coordinators, and now I want to introduce them one by one, and they will be giving a short speech also regarding the remarks. From the East zone, we have 2 coordinators, Dr. Arthitam Chatterjee and Engineer Sankhya Devanath. Dr. Arthitam Chatterjee received his PhD from Jadavpur University in 2013. Currently, he is working as assistant professor at the Department of Printing Technology, Jadavpur University. He has more than 14 years of teaching experience and 6 years of industrial expertise. His expertise includes the fields of digital printing, image processing, computer vision, machine learning, pre-press, and packaging. He has published more than 30 research papers in reputed journals and conferences. He also focuses on co-curricular development of students, as his motto is to enjoy the journey of life as a good human being beyond all professional tasks. With this short introduction, now I would like to request Dr. Arthitam Chatterjee to say a few words. Over to you, Dr.
Thanks a lot, Professor Baral. I hope you. A very good morning to Honorable Professor Romano, and very good evening to respected dignitaries over here. And also a special good evening to Professor Chopra for taking this unique effort in the print fraternity. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to meet the leaders in the printing fraternity. I do believe that printing is one of such technologies or inventions that have changed the world in terms of human civilization, not only technically, but culturally and socially. However, printing as an academics uh, came after a bit late, but no doubt it has grown very fast. But especially looking into India, I found personally that there is a gap between industry, the speed industry is growing, and the way the academics of printing is going. So in that point of view, this type of forums, this type of competition can be very instrumental to, to bridge the gap between the industry and the academics. And I am very sure that, and I'm very optimistic that we have the resources like Professor Romano, Professor Chopra, and Professor Bodal, and all the excellent print gurus over here from industry and faculties to find the torch bearers of printing fraternity for future. So I believe that this forum is going to be one of its kind to find the next torch bearers, next leaders of the industry as well as academics. So with this short note, I again thank all of you for giving me this opportunity, and I wish all the success of this grand event, and Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Arthitam Chatterjee, for your nice words. Moving further, we have one more dynamic personality who will be coordinating from the East Zone, Engineer Sankhya Devanath. He graduated from Jadavpur University as a gold medalist and top of his class with B degree in printing engineering. He was previously associated in a technical service role for the paste inks at DIC India, where his emphasis was on product evaluation, press standardization, and development of brand solutions. Presently, he is associated with the Regional Institute of Printing Technology, Kolkata, as a lecturer in printing technology. His focus areas in teaching include prepress technology and on open source color management deployment at press. He has also authored multiple conference and journal papers. With this short introduction, now I would like to request Engineer Sankhya Devanath to say a few words. Over to Sankhya.
Thank you, Professor Boral, for the introduction, kind introduction. And I would like to also thank and welcome Professor Frank Romano, the most distinguished professor in the print fraternity. It's an honor to share a platform with you, sir. This fifth edition of Print Olympiad, I was lucky enough that I was also part of the fourth edition, the earlier edition of Print Olympiad. This is, as we all know, is a brainchild of Professor Kamal Chopra ji. This, I think, definitely helps in building a confidence among the students. Even in the times of the pandemic in 2020, when it was scheduled to happen in offline mode, but it was only because of the efforts of and the thinking, forward thinking of Professor Kamal Chopra and the able leadership of Professor Baralji and other coordinators at the time, who worked tirelessly to make that event totally in the online mode a grand success. This has set an example not only in India but across the world, where this is seen as a path-breaking event that has taken place. I have always been a great believer in the concept of peer-to-peer learning, and I have benefited from that myself, and I also try to emphasize on that among my students as well. These type of forums, these type of events and competitions, enhances that learning, develops a sense of lifelong learning among the students, and ultimately this will help them turn out to be great contributors to the printing fraternity, not just that, but to the society as a whole. as my guru, who is also present here, Professor Arthitam Chatterjee, who spoke before me, said very rightly that printing has been a great, a method through which civilization was enabled to a great new height. And it is indeed through the efforts of many industry stalwarts and academicians who came before us who took this work forward. We can surely hope through these events that we will emphasize and take the news or take the message of the importance of printing as an industry and its importance in society to a great new height, even in the coming days. With this, I thank all of the esteemed panelists who are present here, and I wish a great success to the 5th edition of the Print Olympiad 2022 edition. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sankhya, Devanath. So herewith we welcome two young, energetic, dynamic personalities, Dr. Arthitam Chatterjee and Engineer Sankhya Devanath for the East Zone. So moving to the next zone is our West Zone. We have also two coordinators representing West Zone. First one is Mrs. Madhura Parag Mahajan Madam and Engineer Parag Hase. So starting with, I'll be introducing Mrs. Madhura Parag Mahajan. She is Head of Department, Printing Technology and Dean IQAC, Pune Vidyarthi Grayas, College of Engineering and Technology and GK Patewani Institute of Management, Pune. She has 2 years of industrial, 25 years of teaching and research experience to her credit. Recognized as Best Teacher by late V.G. Joshi Trust, Pune in 2012. President Print Award Conference by All India Federation of Master Printers, New Delhi. She is a member of Imaging Science and Technology, USA. Member Board of Studies, Bivak in Printing at Mahavir Mahavidyalaya, Kolhapur. Member Board of Studies, Bivak in Printing at New Arts and Commerce College, Ahmednagar. And member Technical Advisory Committee, SPPU Press. Madhura Madam.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Baral, for giving the opportunity. Very good evening to all the dignitaries, Professor Frank Romano, Professor Kamalji Chopra, all the coordinators of Print Olympiad, the earlier ones as well as the new ones, and all respected faculty members and dear students who have joined for today's program. A very good evening to all of you. I think it is, as all the speakers have mentioned, that first of all, it is a great honor to be associated with this program. And it is not just a learning experience for the students. I mean, the term itself is coined so well in the Olympiad, which gives you the spirit of competitiveness. And I think that is very important in students to have this particular trait or characteristics in them, to be competent enough to face the real world. So it's kind of a preparation to know your not only just your academics, but also the various subjects which have been designed so carefully, considering views from all the coordinators and all the experts from all over India. The various subjects for this Olympiad have been designed, and that gives an edge for the students to prepare really hard for it. And as all the members have been saying that, yes, this has been the this has been coined, or this has been the brainchild of Professor Kamal Chopra, and that makes this entire event entirely different from the rest of the events which are there, aligned for the students in various other engineering branches, and that kind of keeps sets this whole thing very differently. So thank you all. Thank you, especially students, and I hope you participate in full numbers, in large numbers, and keep that spirit of being competitive right till the end, and hope we have made the best students win. So thank you, Dr. Baral, and over to you.
Thank you, madam. So let us move to our second coordinator from West Zone, Engineer Parag Hase. He is head of the Department of Printing Technology and Graphic Arts, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University, Aurangabad. He has 6 years of experience in printing industry, 12 years experience in teaching and research. He is associated as technical consultant to Avirat Printing Cluster, Nanded, Maharashtra, technical consultant to Bhimsankar Printing Cluster, Pune. He is credited with successfully conducting 4 printing conferences at his own department. He visited countries like China, Germany for invited lectures, conferences, exhibitions, and published number of research papers in reputed research journals. Now, I would like to request Engineer Parag Hase to say a few words. Over to.
So good evening, one and all. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Kamalji for giving me an opportunity to be part of this Print Olympiad. So this, and all we are eager to listen to Mr. Frank Romano, the world famous teacher in printing technology. Of course, Kamalji is a unique personality in Indian printing industry and education sector. So I will say that he is the person who has bridged printing industry and education. Always he promotes all the printing institutes, and very rightly Kamalji in our previous meetings, he mentioned that this is not printing competition. This is to promote printing. I think definitely Kamalji's words will come to the truth, and this will be all will be and we will observe all these possible great outcomes from this Olympiad. I think this is a unique opportunity for the students to perform at this national level competition. So thank you Kamalji and all the printing dignitaries for giving me an opportunity to present my thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, Parag Hase. Moving to the next, there are 2 young, energetic personalities representing North Zone, Engineer Kanwardeep Sharma and Engineer Anil Kundu. They are from 2 reputed universities from the north. Kanwardeep Sharma, he is from Kurukshetra University, Department of Printing Technology, and he has wide expertise in the field, and he is credited with setting the department and organizing conferences, seminars regularly, and he is a dynamic personality. So with this introduction, now I would like to request Engineer Kanwardeep Sharma to say a few words. Over to Kanwardeep.
Good evening to all the eminent personalities and dignitaries present in this event, and very good evening to Frank Romano and Professor Anjan Baralji and Professor Kamal Chopra ji. I feel very happy and I feel lucky to be a part of this very big event, and I will give my best to pursue very in great direction for this event, and best wishes from my side and my institute side, Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra. Thank you, Professor Baralji.
Thank you, Engineer Kanwardeep. Moving forward, our next coordinator from North Zone, Engineer Anil Kundu. Presently, he is Assistant Professor Department of Printing and Packaging Technology, Central University of Haryana. He is having more than 8 years of experience in this field as a teaching as well as a research. He has looking after training and placement activities of the department, member of editorial board of quarterly newspaper of Central University of Haryana, and he has a wide array of expertise and experience in this field. So with this short introduction, now I will request Engineer Anil Kundu to say a few words. Over to Anil.
Thank you, Dr. Anjan Baral sir, for nice introduction and for providing this opportunity. And I just want to say that this Print Olympiad is an innovative, attractive, and worthwhil event for the students of printing field. As we know, the whole idea of Print Olympiad is given by Professor Kamal Mohan Chopra sir. So we all must be thankful to him and must take some initiative and to make this event more innovative, more attractive and successful. I'm quite sure that students will learn a lot of things from this event. So as today we are going to get enlightened by Anubhav Chatterjee and today's chief Frank Romano, a great personality of the printing field. I feel excited and energetic. So without wasting time, again I want to say thanks to all. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Anil Kundu, for your nice words. So moving forward, our fourth zone, South zone, because this is a very important zone. Number of institutes are more. We have two persons representing South zone, Dr. M. Nandakumar and Madam Dr. TKS Lakshmipriya. So two eminent persons are representing South zone. Our first coordinator, Dr. M. Nandakumar. He started with a diploma in printing technology and later pursued his PhD. He joined RSN Ganeshan Polytechnic College, Shivakasi, in the year 1998 as a senior lecturer in the Department of Printing Technology. He became the head of the department in 2007. Then he took the charge as vice principal of the institution from 2008. Now he took the charge as a principal from 1st November 2012. He is a recipient of IST of Dr. N. Mahalingam Award for Best Polytechnic Teacher for Tamil Nadu State for the year 2013. Outstanding Academician Award in 2019 from Savita Excellence Award 19. IST UP Government National Award for Outstanding Work Done in Specified Areas of Engineering and Technology from IST 2019. Prestigious AICT Viseshwarya Best Teacher Award National Level in 2020. Education Excellence Award in 2021 from Skill India State Level Recognition of Excellence in Education IST Rajaram Bapu Patil National Award for Promising Engineer Teacher 2020. He has published 5 research papers in international journals. He has presented many papers in international conference and various national conference and conventions. With this introduction, now I would like to request Dr. M. Nandakumar sir for a few words. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, very good evening to one and all. Thank you, Dr. Baralji, for your nice introduction. I'm so happy and excited to get associated with Print Olympiad, the India's biggest talent hunt in printing. In fact, I would like to thank Professor Kamalji for taking such an initiative to organize the Print Olympiad consecutive 4 years, and now the fifth time they are organizing and inviting such an eminent personality, Frank Romano, as a chief guest today. We are all excited to look forward to listen to him and making the event a grand manner. And as I know that there is a great demand for the printing technologist, whether they are holding a diploma level or a degree level, both are having a very good scope for the printing. But the awareness of that, this Print Olympiad will be a platform to create such a huge publicity among the public to up printing, and printing is a great potential. The placement activities, especially for the diploma holders, there is a n number of inquiries and n number of opportunities. Now we are not able to give printing diploma students. Now we started training the mechanical and electrical students, offering a short-term training program in printing, and sending this voice also into the printing industry to work. So such a demand is there, but it is not aware in the public. But Professor Kamalji has taken a great initiative by Print Yatra, and now this Print Olympiad will definitely give a wider publicity among the printing fraternity, and the printing will grow, and printing will survive for a long. Thank you so much for giving opportunity to get associated. I wish all the best for the grand success of this Print Olympiad. Thank you, Anil. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your nice words, and we know your contribution to the printing education and research in India. Thank you, sir. Moving forward, our next coordinator from South Zone, Dr. PKS Lakshmipriya Madam. She heads the Department of Printing Technology at Avinash Lingam University for Women, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu since 2011. Her background in computer science, she is a BE, ME and PhD in the field of computer science and engineering, has enabled her to explore open source and freeware for prepress, printed electronics, 3D printing, and augmented reality. She has contributed many technical papers to the magazines and journals of printing associations, including Printing Times, Print Miracle, and Print Week, and has delivered many technical talks at printer seminars. She has over 30 national and international publications and 2 patents to her credit. She has been associated with this prestigious Print Olympiad since from its inception in 2014. So with this short introduction, now I request Madam to say a few words. Over to Madam.
Thank you, Baralji. Good evening, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be a part of Print Olympiad. Dear students, you should all know that this Print Olympiad has been the brainchild of our Professor Kamal Mohan Chopra. Being an industrialist, he is connected with industry, academics, as well as government. These 3 corners of the triangle are very important while we impart education. And he is a person who is connected to all these 3. And we must also know that the leading person, one of the most famous and popular person in printing on a global level is Professor Frank Romano. And in 2021, they have celebrated it as the year of Romano, year of Frank. So you should see on the website the museum that Sir has created. And also we have celebrated the Unity Day, which was on the birthday of Kamal Chopra ji. So 2 great personalities whose birthdays were celebrated this year. We are now celebrating, or we are now organizing this Print Olympiad. You should all be aware that you should be proud printers. All other industries have other technical events for students like the hackathon. But those are benefiting the industries. While here the industries are organizing a competition for you, which is a general knowledge question, kind of an objective type question of an Olympiad, which means you should be proud that the industry is supporting the printing students. So be proud to be a student, be ambassadors of printing, and ensure that you stay in the core industry after you get your job also. Proud to be a printer. Do well. Best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. With this, we have all the 8 coordinators, 2 from each zone. So welcome you to this great event. And in coming days, the programs will be coordinated from the different corners of the country. So thank you, all of you. Moving forward, our national advisor is Anubhava Shiksharthi, having diploma in printing technology from NRIPT, gold medalist, recipient of scholarship for all the 3 years, recipient of National Merit Scholarship for Higher Studies, Government of India for Printing Management from London College of Printing during 1972 to 74. Graduate in Printing Management from UK, worked with the prestigious presses like Thomson, Asian Art Printers, Tin Printers, newspapers like the Hitwada, Navbharat, and Deshamunti. He has contributed a lot to the printing industry in India. With this short and brief introduction, now I would like to request our Anubhava Shiksharthi sir to say a few words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Baraji. It is my pleasure and privilege to be associated with OPA and worldwide renowned luminaries like Sir Frank, Kamalji, and others. When I was a student in 69, I was with Kamal Mohan Chopra ji, and at that time I couldn't have thought that Kamal Mohan Chopra will climb at such height. No, Kamalji, it is not to laugh. It's correct. I mean, he was a good student. He was very hardworking. That was his only quality which I could have assessed at that time. But somehow the other, and OPA has been a great success last time also Olympiad, and I believe that this 5th one will also be a grand success. With my best wishes to all of you and the coordinators, regional coordinator Baralji, Brijinderji, not to mention the least Kamal Mohan Chopra ji. Thank you all. Thank you. Baralji.
Thank you, sir, for your sweet words. Moving forward, the most awaited moment, and this is the moment we are waiting for. So when Kamalji, he started talking about the curtain raiser, then he told we should invite a personality who not only representing Indian printing industry or education, it should be a worldwide global scenario. So today he is with us, and it is our privilege. He accepted our request. Kamalji has done this work. So let us welcome World Print Guru, Professor Emeritus RIT, Professor Frank Romano. He is President, Friends of the Museum of Printing. His 7,000 book library. He joined RIT in the year 1990 and was appointed to the Melbourne Carey Professorship, Director of the School of Print Media, and awarded Emeritus status in 2010. He is the author of 62 books, 10,000 term encyclopedia of the graphic communications, founded 8 publications, serving as publisher and editor. He has served on and chaired Standards Committee for Graphic Arts Technical Standards, the US arm of the International Standards Organization that defines the file structures, workflows, and terminology of the modern printing industry. He has received awards for his dedication to preserving the history of graphic communication from the American Printing History Association, and the Printing Industries of New England has awarded him its Lifetime Achievement Award. I am honored to introduce you, sir. And with this, it will take a lot of time to introduce you, sir. This is a brief introduction. With these few words, I would like to request you, sir, to say a few words, because we are all waiting for your words, for your golden words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Can you? Okay. It is my great honor to be here. I am in Massachusetts in the United States right now. It is in the morning and there is a blizzard outside and we are expecting 12 inches of snow. Snow, that's that white stuff that comes down. In any case, it is my pleasure to address all of you and especially the students and prospective students who are here. It is now my 80th year. I have seen changes in this industry from when I first entered it in 1959. I joined the Mergenthaler Linotype Company in Brooklyn, New York. They handed me a micrometer and a whole batch of pages, and my job was to cut the matrices for the Devanagari language for a German magazine. Now, none of those words make any sense to many of you, but there were little brass things called matrices for each letter of the alphabet, and they ran in a magazine in the linotype machine. And when you assemble them into a line, you cast molten metal at 550 degrees into them, and out came a slug with your letters on it that you could print from. That was the technology of the day. So my career began with a manufacturer and stayed with manufacturers for some period of time. So I saw the conversion of the industry from hot metal to photographic typesetting. And that was a major change for the industry. It uprooted everything we did. It changed our workflows. It changed our machines. It changed the very skill levels that our people needed. And so I was part of the industry that trained people for all of that, to bring them up to the new levels that were required. It was a monumental task. But by the time we get to the 1980s now, the industry is now completely photographic, and photographic technology dominates in every way. Now we start to see the advent of the personal computer. And at first, everyone thought it was just a souped up typewriter. But soon we discovered that you could put pages together on the screen. You could have typography and graphics. And we called it desktop publishing. Very strange reason, but it was a good term for it. And now graphic designers, anyone could create pages on a screen. And then Adobe created something called PDF, Acrobat. It changed the world. No one knew what to do with it. By then I was teaching at RIT, and my students wrote the first book on how to use Acrobat to deliver files for printing from the originator to the printing company. That was a monumental change. I thought about that yesterday, by the way, when I sent the file for my 80th book. You're going to have to change the introduction to the printer, which was the second edition of the History of Photo Typesetting. I see you there. So this technology allowed us to produce pages and books and materials at home or in the office and send them to printing companies. And then in 2016, one of my students, Akshat Pardiwala, was in the RIT program, and we wrote a book called The New Print Industry, because we started to see a major change in what printers were doing. As paper volumes were going down, as we were printing less and less paper, we saw that there was a need to print on other materials, metal, glass, plastic, even fabric. we started to see major changes in the industry, and that printers were going to have to take advantage of these new technologies with wide format and other forms of flatbed inkjet. And they became very popular within the industry. And it's still, by the way, an educational process, because many printers are still starting to not look at this area, but some are, and they're discovering that there's a new print industry evolving. Because look at the technologies we deal with. Right now, I see a number of about 70 of us that are on this call, and we're all over India and we're all over the world. There's amazing technology when you get right down to it. And so people say that printing is being challenged, and yes, it is. In the United States, we have lost half of the printing volume that we had in 1995, but it's now starting to come back up because we're discovering that you can't do everything electronically, that you need certain kinds of printing for certain kinds of needs. Packaging especially. We're never going to replace packaging. We're always going to have that level. We're always going to need certain kinds of promotional printing. And by golly, we're still going to need printed books. By the way, the latest statistics in the United States show that printed books are outselling e-books, which is very good news in many respects. So we need young people to come into this industry, to challenge us, to find new ways of doing things. All of the advancements we have been made by people. They have been made by companies that manufacture equipment and companies that use equipment. All of this is necessary for us to move forward as an industry. And it is the young people participating in this Olympiad who I think will make a difference. You are the future of the printing industry. I expect that you will find new areas that you will investigate, new areas that you will develop, robotics especially. We're going to see new forms of printing. Inkjet is starting to replace other forms of offset, but offset will never go away. It will dominate in many parts of the industry. So we have these challenges that are occurring between different forms of printing, different types of printing, different substrates for printing. And the young people of today are the ones that are going to build our future. They are going to discover the new technologies that we are going to apply in the future. If you think about it, the technologies that are being bought today and applied today did not exist 10 years ago. They were developed during that period of time. So we are now seeing all those changes come home to roost. They are coming home to be used within the printing industry. So it has been a wonderful experience to have seen all of these changes over my lifetime. And I dare say that we're going to see more, and it's because of the young people participating in this Olympiad who will make that possible. So I am actually very honored to be here. Dr. Chopra has been an esteemed colleague for many years, and I am thrilled to support the Indian printing industry and all the young people who are entering this industry. Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words, starting from the linotype to the digital age, sir. The journey that you traveled, it is certainly a milestone for us. And we are honored to be with you, sir, seeing you live. So it's like a dream coming true for us, sir. So certainly it is a very proud moment for all of us, especially for the Print Olympiad 5th edition, the cotton resin ceremony with you, sir. Sir, we are very happy and finding time for this event. Thank you, sir, Professor Romano, for inaugurating this. And moving forward, we have a number of distinguished print personalities from India.
So this is since
yes.
the cutter is there, we should launch the poster.
Yes, sir.
As I said that we have already distributed the folder at the chat. We will send once again. Some people have joined now. So this is our poster. Everybody knows the. Dr. Baral, can you just tell some of the rules for the students?
Yes. We have divided all the printing institutes as per the geographical locations into 4 zones. Kamalji has already pointed out which states are falling under which zone. This Print Olympiad, it is for the zone wise, it will be on the virtual mode only. through in the first stage, in the first our online test, we have multiple choice questions. So first set will be for diploma, DVOC and BVOC students. There will be a separate questions for the BTech or BE students. So where is the first layer, that means in the first test, we have differentiated diploma and the degree students. But when we will be going to the second layer to the third layer test, because from each zone, 5 students will be selected. The zonal coordinators, they are responsible, and with their guidance, they will be selecting 5 top students from each zone. So the first online test, there will be separate questions for diploma, for the degree, but in the second and the subsequent, you will be going for the there will be same question for diploma students as well as the degree students. So in the first, there is a distinction. Afterwards, there is no distinction. And there is a post folder is there, which has been already circulated. It tells about the syllabus for the BVOC and DVOC, diploma and BE for the first test and for the subsequent test, and also the topic, the 50 topics also in the oral mode. So just to go through the topics and syllabus and prepare accordingly. There will be 50 questions and it is a multiple choice question. You have to just answer. Our technical coordinator, he will guide you the subsequent examinations. And from these 5 students, the national team will select the 3. That is the second one. That out of these 5 students from each zone, 3 top students will be selected afterwards by the national team. So completely, the final will be held. Kamalji will he will tell the final competition will be in on the physical mode. He will declare the venue of this thing. So from these, your zonal students, 3 students from each zone, they will be going for the final round, and this will be like the online as well as the offline mode. And seeing the last 4 editions, this will be very unique because we are getting lot of queries from different corners of country. This time the students participation will be very, very high. So be prepared, and we are here with the Kamal sir's guidance to get the, like Dr. Arthitam was telling, we need that torch bearer for this printing industry. So it's a very good opportunity because Kamalji, with his blessings, this will be these types of events are really needed to motivate the printing students, to tell the students to opt printing as a career. Because today we have seen the golden words from our professor Frank Romano, how he started with a linotype and where we are. And I'm sorry, sir, now it is 80 books. Sir, it is a dream for us. Like, sir, hats off to you, sir. Thank you, sir. We have number of eminent personalities present here from printing fraternity. Professor Bindu Sharma Madam, she is the director from Institute of Communication Management and Technology, Kurukshetra University, because they are the one of the coordinators for the North Zone. Madam is looking after the whole department, and we are proud she is here. So with her blessings, our printing department, under that department, will flourish. So over to you, madam, and kindly grace few words. Bindu madam.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Baral. Okay. Honorable Professor Romano, Professor Kamal Chopra ji, Professor Baral, other esteemed faculty members, organizers, and dear students, I am very happy to be the part of this curtain raiser event of 5th Print Olympiad. As we all know, this is a brainchild of Shri Kamal Chopra ji, and also a great initiative of OPA. It is a in fact, it is a platform which provides a great opportunity to budding printers to explore their potentials. And we are very grateful to Shri Kamal Chopra ji for making us part of these events. And as my colleague, Dr. Kavardeep ji, is also a coordinator of this, co-coordinator of this event. And we salute the efforts of Kamal Chopra ji. Only yesterday, Kamal ji was with us at Kurukshetra University for Printer Days celebrations, and interacting with our students, with our faculty, and encouraging the budding printers. And today, with same zeal, with same enthusiasm, Professor Chopra is hosting this event. We are very thankful to the organizers. The event not only motivates the students, but encourages them also by rewarding their efforts. Now it has got a global recognition, and it has brought many institutions related to printing at one platform for sharing ideas, innovating, and experimenting, so that printing as academics and as a profession scales new heights. My very best wishes for the success of 5th Print Olympiad, and I ensure proactive participation of our printing students and faculties for the success of this event. Thank you so much, Professor Baral. Thank you, thank you, Professor Kamal Chopra ji, and my very best wishes for the event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Bindu Madam, for your inspiring words. Thank you, Madam. We have with us Professor Amrutraj sir. He is a dynamic personality in the field of print education and research. He is presently the head of the Department of Print Media from Manipal Institute of Technology, Mahe. And sir, he has a wide array of expertise in industry as well as teaching and teaching, education and research. Now, I would like to request Professor Amrutraj sir to say a few words. Amrutraj sir.
I would like to thank Professor Frank Romano, Kamalji, and Anjan Baralji for giving me an opportunity to speak. And it is a wonderful time. 1 hour, we doesn't know how it passed. Very nice to hear to all of you. And I invite you to Manipal for the grand finale of the program. I think we are working on it. Myself, Anjan Baralji, and Kamalji is working on it. How to bring you all to Manipal. So this is a wonderful program. In fact, in 2000, we had planned in Manipal the grand finale. Unfortunately, just 4 days before it was to launch, we had to postpone it because of the spread of COVID, and we had to wait. In fact, all the preparation, everything, even now, I see the mementos, the schedule we have prepared, the travelogue, everything, like, I used to see and I used to remember those days. So I hope that this time we will have it in Manipal, and I welcome all of you to Manipal. Please come. Manipal is a very nice place. You can say it is a paradise on earth. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. I wish all the students all the best. It is not just money that you should concentrate. Just do it to the best. Rest, all things will follow you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Frank Romano. Very happy to see you. Kamalji is always there with us. Anjan Baralji is always there with us. So first time I am seeing you, and I am very happy to see the entire crew, printing crew, who is leading the industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we love you too, sir. Amrutara, sir, we love you also. And Manipal is a very nice place, sir.
I'm sure, yes, sir.
Moving forward, we have with us Professor Swati Dutt. Madam, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk with you. And I'm very obliged to have with all of you. And thank you so much once again for giving us this opportunity to utilize this platform for the students. I think this is a very great opportunity for the students as well. And I hope each and every may the best participant and best student have to win this Print Olympiad. Yes, sir. So as we are having a previous relationship, and I'm a student of Dr. Anjan Kumar Baral, as he knows me very well that I'm from his institute. So this my right now I'm working as assistant professor in Pune Vidyarthi Grah, and my students will be definitely be participant in this particular Print Olympiad, and definitely they will do a great job in Print Olympiad. And thank you once again, sir.
Thank you
For calling me on this platform.
Thank you. You are there also in Print Olympiad first edition. So very nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was very much there in first edition of Print Olympiad.
Yes.
I worked as a student coordinator in Print Olympiad. Now I am working as a professor in Print Olympiad in 5th edition.
Good. Very nice.
This is my journey from first edition to 5th edition.
We have with us Ms. Anjali Rao. She has some idea of the aluminum plates. So that little girl has just sent me a message that she can make an alternative to the aluminum plate. Frank, can we listen to her?
Yes, sir. Madam, please share your ideas so that we can get 10 lakhs rupees.
Hi, sir. I'm Anjali. I'm from NRIPT, second year student.
Good.
Sir, I have idea that we can use a alloy of magnesium in alternative of aluminum, because sir, magnesium is flexible than aluminum, cost less than aluminum, and just a drawback that it has low melting point than aluminum.
I like the idea, by the way. I'm worried about the worldwide supply of magnesium, whereas there's much more aluminum material available. But it's a great idea. And by the way, I think in the past we had experimented with magnesium plates.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Anjali, that's a nice thing. At least you catch the word. And if you can develop it, Talle can be yours.
Yes.
Sure, sir. I will try my best.
Okay.
Yes. Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anjali. Thank you. You are for NRIPT.
Yes, sir.
Now we can invite anybody wants to share something.
We have a question from Mr. Anubhav Shikshat. He wants to ask something. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Frank, you said that offset will not die, it will enhanced, right? Now, except newspapers, can you tell me what do you expect of offset future?
Well, yes, I'm glad you brought that up, because offset will never die, nor will any other printing process. Every printing process continues to exist, but offset is still very good for long runs. However, if you recall, we were using gravure for very, very long runs, but now we're discovering that offset can find most of the needs that gravure did. And so as a result, offset is continuing, and the new presses made by KBA, Heidelberg, Man Roland, and others are doing a phenomenal job. And so they are fulfilling wonderful needs within the industry with multiple cutoffs and very unique automation systems. So I don't expect offset to go away. However, I expect the volume from offset to diminish as inkjet takes over some of that volume.
So we have
my question is slightly different. In newspapers, offset is very good, fine. What other areas you expect offset to dominate?
I wouldn't say dominate. Again, it has to do with the run length. Whether I do a brochure with inkjet or I do it with offset depends on how many I'm going to print. So I think that's why offset will continue, because of the run length. I don't think it will be specific markets. Again, packaging can be done with flexo, can be done with offset, can be done with inkjet. So almost anything that's printed today can be printed with any process. What determines the process has to do with other needs of the product. How many you're printing, how many colors you're using, whether they're Pantone colors or not Pantone colors, that will determine what we print and how we print it.
Thanks, Frank. Thanks.
We have Prag Hase. He also wants to ask something. Mr.
Sir,
Prag.
sir, my question to Professor Frank is, so after this COVID pandemic, there is a lot of change in overall industry, that the requirements, expectations, run lengths, everything had this thing. So technology was digital and offset. But after pandemic, how is the situation in USA or overall in the world? How the printing technicians should look at this point?
That's an excellent question, by the way, because this pandemic has affected everyone, every industry, every individual. It has changed the way we live, the way we interact with one another. It has accelerated this form of communication with Zoom. So the printing industry has changed, and we're still trying to record what those changes are, because now more people are working remotely. But as you know, most of what happens in a printing plant has to happen in the printing plant. So although I may be able to handle pre-press and files remotely, I still must be in the plant to print it and bind it. And that's where we're having a problem, because we're losing some of our workforce because of COVID and other reasons. And again, just when we think COVID is going away, then a new variant comes along and makes it even worse. So we're into the third year of it in the United States, and it's having a devastating effect on everything that we do. However, it has accelerated the way we communicate using Zoom and computers and the internet. So that has allowed us to then do things that we used to do in print. So as a result of COVID, we've seen a further reduction in the volume of print because of the fact that we're doing things electronically. I'm just hoping it all comes back to some level, that it all comes back to some level of normalcy within the next year. But there's no way we can determine that because of this terrible, terrible COVID.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Abhishek Vishkarma.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Sir, I want to know what is the which company have offered the training and internship of printable electronics courses.
Printed electronics.
Yes, sir.
Yes. By the way, Cal Poly has the only master's degree in printed electronics. And I was co-teaching out there a few years ago, and it was amazing the things that they were doing. RIT hasn't gotten into that area at this stage of the game, but I still believe that printed electronics is going to be a major part of the printing industry. When you pick up a package, there's going to be some level of printed electronics on it. I think the day of the scanned code is going to go away, and it's all going to become electronic in various ways. So that when you go to the checkout counter at a supermarket, it's automatically going to read everything in your basket. No one has to run it through a little scanner. It's going to have an effect on everything we do, tagging things. It may even affect currency in some ways. I mean, someday Bitcoin might actually be a piece of paper with a code on it. Who knows? But there are all kinds of interesting things happening. And I wish more universities were doing courses on printed electronics, because I think it's a very important part of our future. Thank you for your question.
Welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Hi.
Sir, actually, I have a doubt. As we have the scope in other streams, why don't we have everyone, like we talk, they tell printing is not a main scope of anything. If we ask printing, half of the people don't even know what is printing, but it is worldwide. Even we go for the scope, people are like, don't go for it. Sir, why is it so in low level, sir? Even we are hearing that printing won't be in the further future.
I didn't get, your sound was broken up a little bit. Could you ask the question again?
Sir, actually, if we are going out, they are like printing is going to fall apart. we don't have any opportunities. There is no growth. This is what we hear, sir. Why, like we have it as wild bites, sir. But as we have for electronics, aeronautical, why don't we have it for printing? Printing is it at the least place. Why is it not developing like other streams?
Okay, are you asking about promoting print over electronic means of communication?
Not only electronics, sir. Other streams, we don't have so much of growth. We only half of the people don't know that we have printing is a subject actually. Half of the people don't even know that. Why is this happening? That's the point, sir.
Yeah, I know. When people ask me what I teach in a university, I say printing, and they say, "Is that really a course?" And I say, "Yeah, someone has to learn how
That
to
is what
run."
we are facing right now.
Yeah, someone has to learn how to run a printing plant. One of the problems is that printing doesn't do a very good job promoting itself. Our printing industry is still a mystery to many people. They think we still print the way Gutenberg printed. They don't understand that it's a high technology industry. And you're absolutely right. We need to find a way to promote our industry better because it's a high-tech industry with intelligent people doing very interesting things that allow all people to communicate in various ways. So you're absolutely right. We need to promote better.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We have with us Madam Shirkala Kande.
Yes.
She's from PVG. She also wants to say something.
Yes, thank you one and all. Good evening to everyone, those who are here today. So I'm basically from PVG's College of Engineering and Technology, Pune, and Madhura madam has given a very good introduction about our role in Print Olympiad West Zone. So definitely this is my second year in which I'm participating as a coordinator for this event. Rightly said, I've been listening to the session throughout, but some 5-10 minutes back, I lost the connectivity. So I missed some part, but whatever the, understanding or however, whatever I have heard from all the participants and all the professors and the students' feedback, I think we are going to have a great success this year as well, like we did last year. And I'm students, like, it is offline thing that is happening right now. Last year it was fully in online mode, so we couldn't have that much fun, but I think we should keep the competitive spirit on, and may the best student win this particular Olympiad. So thank you, Kamal sir and Anil Baral sir, for arranging this year Print Olympiad again, and we look forward to work in this together. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And that's Dr. Bindu Sharma also wants to ask you something.
Yeah, good evening, Professor Romano. For the past 2 decades, we have seen a spurt in new media platforms. Like many renowned newspapers, they have closed their print editions and turned to news portals, news websites. And similarly with books, magazines, and journals, we are having e-editions, e-books, and everything is getting e. So how do you view the future of printing in this changing scenario? That's my first question. And second, because I'm heading the department and we are running print courses in printing and packaging. And can you please suggest, overseas opportunities for students as far as the training, internship or placement is concerned? Thank you.
These are excellent questions. And the one about the future of print is something I think about every day because I see it changing. For instance, the New York Times now has more electronic subscribers than they have print subscribers. A newspaper down in the South has now given every one of their subscribers an iPad so that they don't have to print the edition anymore at all. Newspaper volumes have gone down as electronic subscriptions have gone up. And that continues to this day, and I don't think it's going to stop. So we're going to lose a good number of newspapers over the next few years. There will be some left, but they will be very, very few. And because their run lengths will come down, they will probably not be printed on those giant printing presses anymore. They will probably be printed by roll-fed inkjet or some other method. It's very sad. The other problem we have is that people get their news from electronic media from social media sites where there is so much misinformation. It's absolutely terrible. The stuff that is on Facebook and Twitter and all of those programs. It's just, and now they're trying to figure out ways to fix that, but who's going to be the determinant of what's true and what's not true, and what's half true and partially true? So it's a very serious problem here in the United States, and I'm sure it's a problem everywhere in the world, because many people are now getting their news, their information from electronic sources rather than with print. With print, at least there was a filter. It was called the editor, and the editor determined what was in print. And if you wanted to write a letter to the editor would determine whether they would print it or not. So you didn't have crazy people putting crazy ideas out there or misinformation. So my feeling is that we're going to lose a good number of newspapers and even magazines. Many American magazines are publishing one issue in print per month and the rest of the issues electronically. So electronic publishing now is a major part of our industry, and there's no way we're going to go back. I don't think we're going to have a groundswell of interest by people saying, oh, we have to go back to print. My feeling is the world is evolving to a certain point where it will be electronic and there will be some print, rather than the old time when it was print and some electronic. Electronic is going to dominate, there's no doubt about it. I still am a consumer of print and will continue to be so. Now, books are a different story. It looks like books are doing very well. At the Museum of Printing here where I am, we have a gigantic library. It's now up to 8,000 books. And many of them are antiquarian books. They're books from the 15th, 16th, and 17th century. Well, those prices are getting more expensive because they don't make more of them. I seriously doubt that someday you will have an antiquarian ebook. No one is going to pay a lot of money for an electronic file. So I think printed books are going to do very well over the next few and into the future. And again, there still will be ebooks. There still will be spoken books. Again, there are people who travel a lot, and that's a very good way to get their information. So you got to separate books from newspapers, from magazines, in terms of the way you determine how we publish and what we publish. It's a very interesting dynamic. But again, we're in a new age where electronic communication is now dominating and print communication is now second.
Regarding her second question, I think you forgot to answer us the second question about, Madam was asking about some internship or something like that with
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I get carried away. There are very few internships left in the United States right now. COVID has changed everything. Whereas before at RIT, Cal Poly, Clemson, and other universities in the United States, they had major programs for international students. Because of COVID, most of them have been discontinued. I'm hoping they come back. By the way, for anyone going to college today, it's a real challenge with testing and masks and classes in electronic form as opposed to on-campus classes. It's a terrible, terrible problem. And I don't know when it's going to come back. But I can tell you at RIT, it has changed the very nature of the way students interact with professors, because many of the classes now are online rather than in a classroom. And by the way, it's affecting students at every level, from college to high school to grade school. And that's a terrible problem as I see it. But no easy answer at this stage, and no major opportunities for international students right now.
And Frank sir, actually, she's heading the printing department at Kurukshetra University. Can it be possible some student or teacher exchange program with their university?
I'm sorry, Kamal, I did not hear that completely.
Actually, they wish to have some student-teacher exchange program. Some students can visit RIT or any other university in US, and their student come in India like that.
I understand now. At RIT, almost none. Cal Poly does a very good job with an exchange. They've had professors from many different countries. And in fact, I think there are 2 professors from Cal Poly right now teaching classes in Germany. I think there was one last year that did something in South Korea. So Cal Poly has done a very good job with international exchanges of professors. RIT has done virtually none of that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Romano. And we are going to expand our institute. Like at present, we are running undergraduate program in printing. But from the next year, we are planning to go for the PG program and then research. So I wish to have inputs from you because you are a veteran, you are very senior, most academician as in printing. How should a printing institute design itself for better future prospects for the students as well as for the faculty?
I think the best way is to exchange information with other universities. I know we would, at RIT, I used to share all of our curriculum materials and other things with other schools. I think we're all in this together. We don't compete with one another. We are all in the same business, and that is educating students for the printing industry of today and tomorrow. And if we share information on how we teach and what we teach, I think we all learn from that. What we should have is an international meeting of educators to come together and talk about all these issues. And that's something I would hope somebody puts together at some point in time, because it would make a big difference to share how we teach and what we teach. By the way, I have done guest teaching at universities all over the United States and Canada. They're all slightly different on the emphasis they have, what they teach and how they teach it. A lot depends on the market they're in or the markets they serve. So you're absolutely right. We need a way to share information and to come up with consolidated programs on teaching printing. By the way, I believe right now, India is really the main area of education for printing in the world. I mean, I would say that at one time it was the United States, but our programs have gone down. Many students don't want to be printers. And so as a result, many programs have reduced their budgets. I know RIT has reduced its budget substantially. And that's an issue that we have to deal with over time. In the United States, at one time, every high school taught printing. Today, only 1% of all high schools teach printing. So India, I think, is doing the best job of printing education for the world. And because it's English speaking, that helps a great deal. So someday you may see more students going to India than going other places.
Frank sir, we have, I think, it is biggest in any country. We have 54 printing universities or institute in India. Nobody else it is. Yeah. So,
excellent.
Thank you. Madam, do you want to ask anything?
No, thank you. Thank you so much, Kamalji, and thank you, Professor Romano. I wish such dialogues would continue for the scope, for the better future of printing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have Bajendra Kaushik. She's I told you he's pursuing his PhD in printing. Maybe within a couple of weeks or a couple of months he'll be a doctor. He wants to ask you something. Yes,
okay.
Sir, my question is, what are the key skills, or may say the key qualities Indian students must have to work in America?
I think pre-press would be the answer right there. Pre-press, as you know, is the most important part of the process. If you don't get the job right going into the plate making and printing operation, then everything is going to go wrong. And even though we have many software packages that do a lot of the things that people used to do, remember when we used to strip up film? Now we do that electronically. Remember when we had to burn plates? Well, now we do that with lasers. So I think if I were going to have a printing program, I would want to emphasize pre-press in every way. I tell students they must become experts on PDF, because that is the key way we communicate now from the originator to the printer. Even with all the programs we have, 87% of all the files that printers receive have a problem. So that's why someone has to be able to figure out what the problem was and how to fix it. And then communicate that intelligently back to the originator. Otherwise, they will continue to make the same mistake again and again. Yeah. And again, our equipment today is highly automated. With inkjet equipment, toner-based equipment, even offset presses, they are highly automated. So where you used to have 3 or 4 people to operate an old printing press, today you may only need 1 and a helper every now and then. So we've automated the output, we've automated a lot of the pre-press, but we still need human beings to be able to determine what happened, how it happened, and how to fix it.
Okay, sir. And another small question also, sir. How much the robotics has entered printing industry in America?
Okay, there's a lot, but they don't talk about it because the companies that have done it have been the most secretive companies in the industry. R.R. Donnelley especially. Some of them let me into their plants and some don't because they don't want me to see what they're doing. But the larger printing companies in America have instituted phenomenal levels of robotics to move the paper from the press to the bindery lines, from the bindery lines to the packaging and shipping lines. And they have instituted phenomenal approaches, but they don't talk about it because they don't want their competitors to know. So as a result, the medium and small printers have almost no robotics at all. And so we need to find a way to implement that for those kinds of printing companies.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wants to ask anything?
Sir, actually, I have a doubt. Sir?
Yes, you can ask.
Sir, as you are, we only have you as our guide. So, sir, you know the best all over the marketing and everything. Sir, as per you're saying right now, in what place printing is in the marketing place and printing is having. Sir, do you think we have a great future in India or in America, sir? We have great opportunities, or it is going to be the same? Because, sir, as we see, even money is turning into bitcoins, online payments, as ma'am told, e-books. So, do you think we have a great further any opportunities?
Oh, I think India has more opportunities than anyone else. A very large country with a very large population that has multiple languages, but has a common denominator with English, has phenomenal opportunities for printing. I envision promotional printing to be a major part of what you do. Packaging, of course, is going to grow the way that's grown here in the United States. So I see India as the major printing market as we move into the future. It used to be the United States, but I think we have matured and done more electronic than we have done print. Whereas right now, I think you are still very print oriented, and it may be many years before you move into electronic substitutions for print.
Thank you, sir.
So the students who are competing in this Olympiad have phenomenal opportunity.
Preeti is there, sir. Preeti wants to ask something to you. Yes, Preeti.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I want to ask about 3D printing used in rocket making. As we know, in the field of engine making, 3D printing is mainly playing the role. Even it is going to be more cost effective, and many of the limitations which metals cause are going to be eliminated by the use of 3D printing. So according to you, what are the limitations that are going to cause because of the 3D printing using that?
That's an excellent question, because at RIT, 3D printing was being done all over the universities. As you know, a large university has different departments: engineering department, mathematics department, printing, et cetera, et cetera. And what we were discovering is that everybody was teaching 3D printing. And so the printing school, I donated a 3D printer, assuming that we would find uses for it. But our students weren't that interested in 3D printing. What was happening, the engineering and manufacturing and other schools were more interested in it. So we were only finding small applications for 3D printing in all the things we were doing. We were finding more applications for printed electronics, because printed electronics is actually printing a substrate with some kind of electronics on it that can be read, whereas the 3D printer was producing products. And that was not within the scope of what most printing schools were doing. So there's probably a subset of printing that requires 3D printing, but I think it belongs in so many other disciplines that it just gets very murky as to who owns it at all. But you're absolutely right. 3D printing is going to make a difference in the world. It's already affecting manufacturing in many areas.
Yes, sir, I got you. I'm asking what are the, according to you, what are the limitations going to come? Like one of the is of temperature issue. And another, like, according to you, what is going to affect that?
I don't think there's anything that's going to negatively affect 3D printing. We're already building houses by jetting concrete. we're now producing jewelry by jetting gold and silver. I mean, every day they find new applications for 3D printing. So I don't think there are any limitations at all. I hope I understood your question.
If there is not any such limitation, then why we are not forwarding it?
How we are not doing what with it?
Is that audible to you? If there is no such a limitation, then why we are not working on it?
Everyone's working on it.
Yes.
Every manufacturer. By the way, automobiles, General Motors now, I think 20% of your car is made with 3D printed parts. And that's going to continue to increase. This affects the manufacturing world. And although printing is a small part of it, it's more a different world than printing is as such.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Anybody else?
Sir, I want to add one thing.
Amrutaraj, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, my colleague Devi Charan, he is an expert in this 3D printing. In fact, around 3 to 4 of our students are working in 3D printing companies. So there is a lot of opportunity in India also. There is one of my students, Pranjali, she is working in a building construction. 3D houses, 3D printing houses are there. I think Devi Charan, I think he is there. He'll be able to add a little more. The only name is there, printing, but it is more of software.
Yes. Yeah, Shrikala Kande wants to ask.
Yeah, sir, I just want to know from Frank, sir, like what are the research areas that we should encourage students to, study in depth or yeah, so I wanted to ask you, like, in which research areas we could encourage students to, put more focus into while studying the engineering or diploma courses?
Yes. The area of printing on unique substrates. As you know, as a printing industry, we printed on paper-based products. As we move into the future, we will be printing on fabric and glass and plastic and metal and wood and other substrates. And we need more research into those kinds of substrates. It's going to expand the printing industry substantially. So that's where I think we need more research. How different inks react to different substrates, and how you can fix that material. There's phenomenal opportunities there for printing companies as we move forward. And if you look at the manufacturers of flatbed inkjet like EFI and HP and other companies, they are doing phenomenally well around the world with this technology.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much.
Sir, sir, we have with us Mr. Manoj Mehta, our former president.
Yeah. Hi, Frank. I am also in USA now, very much in New Jersey, and listening all of you. I met you in Kerala when you came last time in Kochi, and we had a very nice conversation. In past also, I've been listening to you, Frank, whenever Kamalji has organized webinars and all during pandemic, and a lot of learning from all of you. Kamalji, today I heard many professors all throughout the India and their vision and for printing industry, and I am sure the coming times with digital booming throughout the world, with AR, AU, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence, and lot of new technology coming up. I'm sure definitely the printing industry has already transformed in print media, and definitely the future is very, very good for all of us. And very nice to see Frank Romano. Thank you, Kamalji. Thank you for your kind.
We are now into the concluding session. the last part of the program, that is vote of thanks. Engineer Vijender Kaushik, he will be proposing the vote of thanks. Presently, he is working as assistant professor in the Department of Printing Technology, Guru Jambheswar University, from 2011, having 10 years of teaching and research experience in this field. He is gold medalist in printing, MTech printing technology, published and presented more than 20 research papers in various national and international journals. He is presently in charge of quality control lab, and he is also training and placement coordinator for the department. He looks after various activities of alumni relations of the university, having responsibilities of member, IQSC, NAC, NBA, syllabus framing, admissions, timetable in charge, and so many other activities of the department. With this short introduction, now I request Engineer Vijender Kaushik to propose vote of thanks. Over to Vijender.
Thank you, sir. So time for the vote of the thanks. Esteemed dignitaries present in the event online. Chief guest of the event, Professor Frank Romano, RIT New York. Professor Kamal Chopra, the organizer of the event. Professor Anjan Kumar Bral, the chief coordinator of the event. The national advisor, Sri Anubhav Shiksharthi, all zonal coordinators, senior colleagues, dear alumni, print professionals, and students. On behalf of the technical coordinator, I feel honored and privileged to get this opportunity to propose the vote of the thanks. We are especially thankful to chief guest of the event today, that is Professor Frank Romano, for being kind enough to accept this invitation and sparing very valuable time to grace this occasion. We are greatly encouraged by his timely presence and immensely benefited by his inspiring address. My heartiest thanks to you, sir. I want to extend my gratitude to Professor Kamal Chopra ji, who always motivated us and helped printing institutions to reach new heights. Beauty of Print Olympiad is that it brings together all 54 institutions, teachers, print professionals, and students at one platform. So thank you, sir, for providing this opportunity to us. Professor Anjan Kumar Bral, the chief coordinator of the event, has worked extremely hard both in foreground as well as in the background. Organizing such online program needs huge efforts, and it is very not an easy task. So you deserve congratulations for doing this job. Well done, sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Sri Anubhav Shiksharthi ji, the national coordinator, the national advisor of the event, for his immense guidance, support, and cooperation. I acknowledge the contributions of all the zonal coordinators from all the directions, east, west, north, south, for their assistance and kind support. I mention deep sense of appreciation to all print alumni, the print professionals who are consistently active for the welfare of our printing department. So thank you for your kind presence in the event, sir. I would like to express profuse thanks to all teaching, non-teaching, and especially Ms. Srikala ji, Bindu Sharma ji, Swati, Manoj Mehta ji, and all other delegates being present here. Your support is always in all dimensions. I would like to thank all the students who have attended the event and participated very beautifully and consistently in this event. So thank you, dear students, for your kind presence and very good participation in the event today. So my sincere thanks goes to the print and electronic media also for kind presence and giving excellent coverage to the event. With all these words, I once again thank all of you for gracing this event. Thank you very much.
Yeah, before the close, we should say how to say thank to Frank. I request everyone to open the cam and we should clap. Everyone, please open the cam so that sound may reach, may not reach. Actually, he can see that at least he's there with us for the last 3 hours, I think so now.
Yes, yes.
Such a great personality to be with you, to bless all the teachers. Everyone, please open the cam. Everyone, please open the cam and have a clap. Your wife, Merori, actually, thanks, Frank, thanks. Thank you very much. And we are obliged with your presence. Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much. This has been a wonderful experience.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Our mind, all the students must have gained something. And to have a guru like you within the students, I think it's a wonderful. So, thank you everyone. And now we wish to invite everyone to participate, all the students. It's your chance to win. It's not only the question of money, to be the top printing student of India. So now we will Chatterjee is today, then we have already issued the brochure. We will circulate the brochure throughout, through the coordinators and also directly to the schools. Please participate in and be at the top. Every one of you can be at the top. So thank you very much. Thanks to all. I would like to thank everyone who was present here and Grace Dokai. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. I'm leaving now.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
See you again soon. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye.